Hey guys, long day today. The past couple days I've been putting Jessie up in the garden, plus having her doing real mowing. She's been really working hard and she's been learning a lot. But today I just grabbed the camera and just sort of shot some of our time, a lot of our time in the garden and planting some new plants. She's never made this super compost, so I actually shot a video of us making the super compost. She's a real sharp kid. She's a real good learner. I just kind of put that all on video. There's nothing real special about this video. Now, the one thing I didn't shoot on the video is after we got done with all this gardening stuff and planting, she actually went out and cut the front yard with a real mower. My day started at 6:40 at Lowe's this morning, and it's now 6 p.m. and I'm just finishing up everything. Exhausting, long day. So I just thought I'd let you know. Also, I want to let you know, anything I'm talking about, I don't think I mentioned it in the video. There's one link down below. That one link will take you over to a page and it'll list everything on there, how we make this stuff, the HUMICHAR, the chicken feed and all that stuff. Click subscribe and I'll talk to you later. Here we go.
What are you doing? Are you gardening with the good witch? Are you gardening with the good witch? The good witch is back here gardening.
Yeah, Jessie's going to come over today. She's going to work in the garden. My garden witch. She just looks like a witch. The little glasses she wears and the little... so cute. Do you ever have a feeling like you had way too much to do and couldn't get organized and like you had 100 things on a list? That's how I am right now. So I got to sort of slow down for a minute and I got to pick some battles here as far as what I'm going to shoot, what I'm going to put on video, and how I'm going to do this. My recommendation is, of course, is you click subscribe, because right now we've got 24 videos planned and hopefully we can get them all done. Today we're going to go over into the garden and I'm going to show you this organic matter. I'm going to have actually Jessie make up some of it. I need to use some of it back into the garden. We're going to put some of it back into the garden on top of the other soil. A lot of people have been asking that. And I'm going to use some of it. I bought some new flowers for the front. I'm going to use some of that and mix it in with the existing dirt to plant those flowers. And we're just going to generally clean up the garden. The fence is finally done. I'm going to do a fence video. I'll get around to that. The fence is finally done. It was a 5-day long hand-built construction project. I'm going to put that on a video. The driveway was an absolute mess. It was solid red clay. So we got to re-power wash the driveway after this construction job. I got to do the pool deck. We got to put out some products. We got to probably put out some PGF Complete, some HUMICHAR on the other lawns. I'm going to put out some of the organic chicken feed. Same thing we use in this garden. So hit subscribe. There's just a ton of videos we got coming. So the biggest thing I want you to pull from this video, I think, is just how successful this experiment has been with this super compost this year. I've got over 100 tomatoes on my tomato plants after 8 weeks. I pulled it up. March 25th is when I shot that tomato planting video. And then about a week later, I planted the squash. So it's about 7 weeks and I'm already pulling a ton of squash. 5 or 6 weeks on the cucumbers. It's just absolutely amazing how this organic material has just, this super compost has really made all this stuff blossom. Now remember, I want you to understand, I'm going to talk to Jessie about biochar, give her a little quiz, but I want you to understand that this organic matter, the chicken feed that we're putting in there, the job of that is to be the food for all these microorganisms. And the microorganisms, the microbes, the bacteria, digest that and break it down. And it turns from brown to black. It's almost a humification process where it's being digested and broken down. And that process releases nutrients. It releases organic matter. Everything that your soil and that your lawn needs gets released into that super compost, and then we put that into the soil and we don't have to use any fertilizer. Remember, I sent my garden soil off to Clemson for a test. Maybe I'll go ahead and put that up real quick. All of the nutrients were just absolutely off the charts. The CEC, which is a really important factor, the CEC, which is your cation exchange ability, which is the ability of your soil to hold on to nutrients, was like a 21, and my lawn is about a 6. So that just shows you how that dark, rich soil is what we're trying to make. Anyways, that's what we're doing today. So I'm actually talking to her, but I'm looking at you so you can hear my voice. I came out here this morning and I mixed up 2 gallons of warm water with 1 big tablespoon of baking soda, and I sprayed all the tomato plants. And the reason why I did that is it raises the pH of the leaves, because fungus does not like to grow at a certain pH. So I raised them up, so they've all been treated with that. That's where we are on this point. So her job now, there are 2 things. I want her to put some more. So I'm going to have her make some. First, I'm going to have her make some of this super compost, but we have some that's already been made. After she gets done making that, I want to have her put the rest of this, or some of this, back onto the plants over here. I'm basically giving her a to-do list while I have to go do some other stuff. Okay, so we're just gonna toss some more of that stuff over on the bottom over here. She's looking at me going, really? Okay, so I want to just throw some more of it on the bottom.
Yeah.
The other thing is I want you to, I brought some scissors, and let's, anything that's an interior
grower.
You can see what I've done here.
Yep.
I've started to take off all these interior leaves. If it has a flower, leave it. If it doesn't, go ahead and take that off. I've started to pull, we started to pull all this stuff back, and one thing she does not know about that I did last night, see this sort of line right here?
Yeah.
There's a line there, and there's a line there.
On the other side.
On the other side. I planted carrots.
Oh, okay.
So we've got empty real estate here on this flower bed, on this garden bed, so I'm planting carrots. What we're going to do now is, this morning I went to Lowe's at 6:45 in the morning, and I picked up a fresh bale of hay straw. So after we get this all done, put some stuff on it, we're going to lightly put some wheat straw back on top of this, just to shield it, because we got about 6 days of no rain, thank God.
Yeah.
Let me see if there's anything else back here we need to do. Watch out, Linda. I'm just kind of going through here. I pulled a lot of this rotten crap, that rotten straw, the old straw. I pulled some of that, more of that out. You can see over here, I pulled a lot of it out. So it's almost, so we're going to put some more of that good compost back in here. That's about it. So that's pretty cool right there.
What?
So this is 2 days that I picked, last night and this morning. 2 different types of yellow squash. This is a smooth one, which came from over there. And then the rest of these are the, I don't know what they call the bumpy squash. The green peppers. And then last night I actually had my first red tomato. It was delicious. Again, I'm trying to stress. I pulled up and I checked my video log. March 25th is when these were planted. March 25th. The squash was a week later, peppers 2 weeks later. So in less than 8 weeks, 8 weeks or less is when we're getting this. Now, let's set that down for a minute. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is, Jessie's gonna make, for her first time, she's gonna make some of the super compost. And I'm gonna have to zoom in because this is in the shade, just so you know. So the first thing I'm gonna do is we're gonna put a layer of black Kow Compost. And this is, you just go to Lowe's or Home Depot. This is the compost. This is not actually manure, it's the compost. Don't worry, I got a hose. I'm gonna have her take HUMICHAR and spread HUMICHAR all over this. Pretty heavy. Inside here I've got SuperJuice with a Microbial Booster Pack. Now we're gonna throw down chicken feed, this chicken feed that I linked to on the page. We're gonna put a heavy, heavy layer, like almost 3/4 of an inch. I'll do the messy part.
You can hear it bubbling.
as we call it. So all we're going to do now is we're just going to mix all this, and the way I like to do it is I just like to do it by hand. Just a fun
Holding flour, just because you got to get it deep down.
So that pile, in 24 to 48 hours, I can come out here, poke a hole in it, and put a camera on it, and I'll show you what it looks like. Steam will come out of this hole. So steam will be coming out of that hole. It'll go, right now this pile, what would you say, 70 degrees, the dirt?
Probably.
70 degrees. It's going to be, by tomorrow morning, that should be close to 100. The next day about 120, and then it'll probably go up to 140. That energy in there is going to keep doing this. Now, microbes need oxygen and water. So what I do is I come out here and I turn it, and then I add a little bit of water if needed. Turn it, and add if needed. If I don't want it muddy, I just want it moist. But this should be fine because it's pretty wet. So that's it.
Mr. Bumble.
Okay, so explain what you're doing.
I am going through and pruning the branches that don't get as much sunlight, like this from the center, so that the plant has more ability to draw nutrients to where we want it to, which is the fruit, and the leaves that are actually gaining other nutrients for it, like chlorophyll.
The other reason is, I'm exhausted. The other reason is airflow. Explain the airflow. We want them to dry off. Why?
Yes, the leaves need to dry off between rain showers and waterings, otherwise they can get diseased.
That's right.
So we want to trim it so it has the ability to breathe and make sure all the leaves dry out completely so we have a healthy plant.
I can't use the Marine Corps terminology of cluster or something. So if you sort of look in here, the inward branches grow in together and just form this big block. And we got to get rid of that. You should be able to see through almost all your tomato plants. The inside leaves are not going to get sunlight, and they're not going to get air circulation, so they won't dry out. And that's why we're going in and we're taking anything that's sort of an inside leaf that doesn't have a flower, we're sort of taking it off the inside. The outside, the uppers, we're going to leave all those. I don't even really care about suckers. What I care about is just opening the plant up. That's all I really care about. Okay, so I'm out here planting these plants. So let me just give you a little lesson real quick with perennials. Perennials, the first year they do okay, but the second year they come in great, and that's why you want to take your time with them. So look at this plant here. Last year, the whole year, that thing was struggling. This year, the second year, it's absolutely gorgeous. So I actually bought some more of these. They're not the exact same color tone, but they get big and bushy, and that's what I need out front. I've got a little bit of Miracle Grow garden soil. I'm gonna take, I actually added a little bit of chicken feed, which usually is not a good idea, but I'm adding a little bit more chicken feed. And then I'm gonna mix that in, and that's how I'm gonna plant this. I'm gonna put a little bit of that soil in here and plant these new ones in here. So that's done. It's later in the day. This combination we've been using, putting HUMICHAR, putting this super compost on those other perennials, and they've done really well. So anyways, those things, I just wanted something, I just want to fill this up with a perennial bushy type plant. And those things have done really well for me. You know you're skinny when you can hide behind a tomato plant. I came out here, I didn't know where she was. I didn't know where you were. I thought you were the skinny girl hiding behind the tomato plant. She gonna need some sunscreen. I already told her. Man, I'm exhausted. Planting those plants out front in the heat of the day probably wasn't a smart thing to do. I'm gonna get something to drink. I'm hot. Morning. Gosh, I don't even know what time it is. It's like 6:30 or something. Oh no, there's a frog in the pool. I hope the Jack Russell doesn't see it. Anyways, I figured I'd run over here. It's absolutely gorgeous out here. It's like 62 degrees. It's clear. It's cool. There's no wind. The yard looks absolutely amazing. Even though there's a layer of dew all over it, looks amazing. You can see, one thing I will show you is maybe you can see just how thin these tomatoes look in here. So I can reach my hand almost all the way through there. And that's sort of the goal that we're shooting for, is to get this really open. She did a good job on this. This is the pile we made yesterday. There's a little spider web in there. That's pretty cool. Let's see if it actually activated. Keep in mind, we made this yesterday afternoon, so it's not even 24 hours. See if you can see that smoke in there. I call it smoke, it's really steam. So this reaction that we're looking at here is this microbial activity that's starting to happen, where that organic matter is being digested. It's actually eating it. If I open up this pile, a lot of it will look white, like it's molded. That's what it's going to look like for about a day or two. Then just come out and stir it, and and within about 4 or 5 days it turns black. It's ready to go. All right, so it's 61 degrees. That's exactly what my outside thermometer said. Let's just stick her in there just to see what we got. Look at that. Now, is that cool or what? That's too cool. That really is amazing. We'll leave it in there for a sec. 134 degrees, and this is not even 24 hours. Look at this. So what's funny is I had someone in the comments a couple of weeks ago when we were showing this stuff say, there's no way that pile can get that hot in 24 hours. I just proved it. I had the garden witch come out here, make this pile yesterday afternoon about 1 o'clock. It's 6 something in the morning, and that's what it's doing already. It was so cool. So those are some pretty cool results. Remember, I'm putting a link to all this stuff below, and if you're using, the nice thing is you're going to be using HUMICHAR anyways on your lawn, SuperJuice on your lawn, so pretty save a little bit of that stuff for your garden soil, and all you really have to buy is that chicken feed. That chicken feed is cheap. I think it's like, I don't know, $12 for a 50-pound bag, and we're putting that on our lawn as well too. Just make sure, a lot of people are saying, oh, I'm using this. Use that specific type, because we tested it. We specifically tested all different types of this feed to make sure that it didn't have too high of salt levels, that it didn't have medication inside of it. So again, I show you how to get that stuff. We also cut, I'm getting ready, I'll do another video about us cutting. I'm gonna do a reel mower video talking about the different reel mowers I have. I may backlap one of them, but I want to show Jesse cutting the front. It looked really good. Man, the front looked great. And fence video, a bunch of stuff going on. Anyways, I need to relax for a day. Click subscribe and take care of yourself. Be safe. Talk to you later. Doc.